Okay, we are live.
All
Hey,
right.
everybody.
What's up, Robbie?
Not much. Got my coffee. It's
Five,
6:07
five,
here.
607. You're up to crack it on. 0500.
She's up at 5 a.m. every morning. I hear
Oh
her
0500,
jump
huh?
up. Yeah, I hear her jump up, and it's time to get up and get moving here.
And get
See Ray
serious,
Kelly.
right?
Yep. See Ray Kelly here. Um, Flying Flynn Media's in here. Johnny's listening, but he's in the car, I believe. He's on Drone Nation tonight for everybody, so they know. Steven Drones, Uncle Bill. I think he's listening. Who else we got in here? Everybody's starting to jump in here.
Oh, good. It's good to see you, Uncle Bill. We were just talking about you the other day on the live stream, I think. Actually, my
He
wife
does,
and I were talking
he
about
does so
you.
much, so much
Saved
live
the
stream. He does
day.
a lot of live streaming.
Yeah, he saved the day. We're in late in the evening one night. Yeah, we had a little disturbance he took care of. So thank you, Uncle Bill.
Hello,
Uh,
Steve Knowles. Good to see you in here. So what's the latest news? What's going on, Johnny? I mean, Al.
Johnny, you there? Yeah, no,
Yeah, I'm
I've been.
looking at Johnny down there.
um,
Drone ANU Visuals. Welcome.
well, I'm so caught up on this FPV stuff lately that just about all my time's consumed with FPV. But I have been releasing some really decent videos about the spring season here in Richmond. As you know, Richmond, Virginia gets so pretty because of the fact there's just so many azaleas, rhododendrons, dogwoods, and you have the lilies and irises are all coming, in full bloom right now. So it's a perfect time to take the opportunity and just kind of enjoy that wonderful, wonderful color. And so today I took my dog and my wife, well, I should say, Julie and I took our dog to Hollywood Cemetery, and we walked around and and read up about all the presidents are there, and there's 18,000 Confederate soldiers buried there. 18,000 of them right there in this way. And while we were there, there was a gentleman marking all the graves from North Carolina and South Carolina. They were putting flags of the state on each one of the headstones. And and then Virginia does the same thing. So it's crazy. So the dates that you see for a lot of these fallen soldiers were like 1862, 64, and 65. So if you look back in history, you could just chart when they passed away, depending on that year, how many battles occurred during that year. So it's a kind of humbling experience when you're honoring such a sacrifice as so many people had put their lives down to
Yep.
stand for their beliefs. And I don't, it's still going on today, right? Right now, we're seeing it in the European theater
Yep.
and or Asian theater. And, I hope those folks figure out something, man. I wish Putin would figure out something, man, instead of just being such a big bully, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's bad. You always wonder. I mean, I don't know. It's sometimes I feel like, are we waiting for everybody to get weak before we all stand up and do something, or is China sitting back waiting for U.S. to get in and get weak? And who knows? We don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Well, I'm sure we're in it big time already, Robbie. It's just all clandestine stuff. So, it's a lot of the intelligence, I'm sure, and some of the technology being used but obviously is not the might of a force like Russia.
Right.
And, I think, the European brothers and sisters should jump in there and help them. I mean, they're
Yeah.
taking the brunt of it. Poland is. Well, I hope they're helping Poland out because,
Well, for years and years, we've always heard, and I even heard this when I was in Costa Rica. People said, "How come every time there's a conflict, USA's got its nose in it?" Well, you know what? We didn't. We
Mhm.
like kind of stood back on this one, and Europe kind of stepped forward in there first this time a little bit. So it's kind of like we're not like sticking our nose in it to a point, other than we are giving humanitarian assistance to them, and giving them some weapons to at least, not just be picked off one by one, which is still happening. But there comes a point when something's going to have to give. Yeah, but the
Yeah.
thing is like you said, the same thing about being a bully. There's always that bully in school that says, "Now, if you don't give me your lunch money, we're going to hit you. We're going to hit you." And Russia keeps saying that we got this nuclear, we got this nuclear. Well, don't they realize that we have nuclear too? It's just we're not saying it every day. Hey, we got 10,000 nukes, so go ahead and let's just bomb each other. So it's a little crazy, but drones are playing a big role in today's life in many ways, uh, from search and rescue. I mean, I've just noticed that more people have been getting involved. Now, I flew with Border Police last Sunday here, and my wife's nephew is Border Police. So he had his Mini 2 out there and was flying his Mini 2. And there's a border here that borders between Thailand and Myanmar, and they're kind of like at war. And we have issues here with people from Myanmar just walking across the line and coming into the country here and bypassing, immigration rules and laws and stuff like that. So the border police it's a really big issue because we got land and we got water borders both. So I actually got to go out and fly with a border patrol, and they had like Mini 2s. That's all they had. So when I put the Mavic 3 up, they were like, "Guys, come over and check this out. Look how fast this is. Look at the zoom." So it was just such a big difference from what they were normally seeing out there, and just to listen to some of the stories, about how people are coming in the countries and how they're using drones now and new technology to try to cut down on some of the footwork instead of having to travel out and check it all the time. And I know they do the same thing. They actually have
Hmm.
in on the Mexico border in the U.S. I know they've got cameras out there, and we can actually log on to them through the computer here and watch the borders. And there's a chat in there, and you can chat and say, "Hey, I see somebody over here, or over there," and Border Patrol monitors that. And it's like, "Wake up, guys! Look, they're on the screen," and they've got live cameras there that I've seen before. So it's kind of neat the way that we're using technology today for some of the good stuff. And then, of course, we got the stuff going on in Ukraine where they're using it, and there's a lot of stuff going on about tracking and stuff like that. And that's something that I wanted to kind of discuss today and talk to the audience and see what they know about this, and give you some ideas on what I've found out recently with that. I mean, have you guys ever noticed, like, when we're taking pictures and you put it on Facebook and you say, "Oh man, I forgot to tag it," and you go back and you click to tag it and it knows the location? Have any of you guys in the chat ever done that and noticed that? And do you know how? Do you know how it knows where we're at? That's my question to you guys.
That's a
Have
good
y'all
question,
seen?
Robbie. Really,
Yeah.
really good question. I think we should definitely discuss that before we go on. I just realized I had subscribed to a couple of people's channels here, so I just did. And TJ, I think I'm subscribed to you. So I'm just want to let you all know that my apologies if I hadn't subscribed. Flying Flynn Media, just sub to your channels, and so I'm going to continue to support you guys out there. I know that uh, we are getting close for everybody to be monetized. So Drone Views Media, just sub to your channel. I know you're pushing 789 subs or something like that. So yeah, you're at 782. Sorry. So
Who is?
uh, 782 is for Drone Views Media. So guys,
Okay.
help them out.
Yeah.
Get them to 1,000. So share, like the videos. When you like videos, it actually helps the algorithm suggest for suggestions. So talking about like, don't forget to hit the like button in the chat here, guys. We're up to number 6. So let's try to push that up to as high as we can.
All right. So we're kind of waiting in the chat here. I see people talking about Big Brothers watching us and everything else. Somebody in the chat, tell me how, when we post on Facebook, how does it know to tag the location where we actually took that image at? Now, I don't see it showing video doing that, but I show it doing when you post an image onto the computer from your drone and then you upload that to Facebook. How do they know where that's at? Somebody in the chat. Let's see who can answer that.
Yeah, and also think about too the relationship of the pilot, which means the GPS on the phone is also being recorded, along with the GPS in the aircraft. So I know of about at least three different ways that it's doing it, and so I'm sure. Let us know what you guys think out there. Captain Ray, you were on the spot. Let us know. All right, let's go ahead and wait for these guys to come back. What's been happening in Thailand? Anything exciting?
Just it's been a little bit warm. It's not as been as bad this week. The week before it was bad. It was 100 every day. It's still warm here.
Okay.
It's just the way the weather is here, and I've been able to get out and do. I've really been posting a lot more videos. I've had a lot of footage, but just between moving and everything else, and I think I posted 4 or 5 videos in the last week, just trying to play catch up. And I'm trying to do that because at the first of this next month coming up,
Yeah.
we'll be moving to the new house. So we're going to be having the internet switched over to the new house, and then actually I'll have my own space. Then I'm not going to be confined like I am now.
Oh, I'm
So I'll
sure
be
you're
glad.
kind of cramping their style too.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's pretty hard. So I've been pretty busy with that. I've been playing with my 3D printer. I made some new stuff here using the 3D printer, checking out that second extruder to add that second color into the image.
yeah, it's a large one. What's the diameter on it?
Uh, this is uh, this is 11 inch.
Got it.
It's 11 inch.
So that's
So
cool. Well, I got a new tricopter I'm playing with. Check this out. This is pretty cool.
oh,
It's a
cool.
VTOL. So it's got three engines and it's got three servos on it right here. They're right here on the side, and you can see that they'll actuate the motor up and down.
Uh-huh.
So it flies like a tricopter. It lifts off just like this, and then you engage it in airplane mode by
Wow.
just throwing a switch.
Now, do
So
you wear your goggles with that?
I'm going to modify it. I'm going to Duranify it to where, and here it is.
Oh, wow.
So it's going to have a Kinetic Vista system in it. And yeah, the nice thing about it too, once this comes, if I prove it out pretty well, I'm going to move it into, let me show you the next plane that's going to move into.
Oh, Al's got his boxes.
Yeah,
What do
so
we
this
got
is
in this?
the Darda XL, and it's
Uh-huh.
not sub 250. It's a very nice model, and you look at the wings here. So I'm going to Duranify it by sticking two pods here. I mean, one
Uh-huh.
here, one there, and then the back motor will be easily adjusted. So this is a kind of nice little set they give you. Golly, I just almost spilled everything on the floor. Um, yeah, so it's pretty straightforward, guys. I'm not going to put it together, and I'll take too much time. But it comes in a nice little box that you could just pick out in the field, and then you can fly it. But this one here does have the range and bay capacity for that really long flight time, 20 to 60 minutes, depending on the battery you're using.
Yeah.
So let's see, what are they saying here? All right.
You know,
You're
I think
welcome, Glenn.
I think a
And
lot of people Al, are getting into the planes and the other things, especially when they find out that they can use the FPV goggles and stuff with a lot of it, either the DJI or
well, it's a
another.
larger hobby than
Yeah,
quadcopter, believe it or not.
it's big. It's
It's an
really big.
older hobby for sure, and so
Yeah.
you see a lot of the like real pilots are in the hobby.
But you
And
know what the thing is though, and when I first started hearing about RC planes and stuff like that, I just pictured in my mind getting the plane up in the air and flying it away, and that's kind of it, and it's boring. But here it's like they do acrobats and all here, and they've got like fighter jets that cost like 20, $30,000
oh
that
my
they
god,
build. I mean,
yeah.
they're so heavy duty here. You could like hook stuff to them and
Well,
actually
did
use
you
them.
see that video from Qatar where these guys have the $20,000 jets, real jet
Uh huh.
engines on?
We've got them.
And
We've got them here. We've got them here.
well, this blonde, the blonde pilot, I think it's her channel. It was invited to the Qatar club that they have, and Qatar is very wealthy, so they have these replicas of 16s, 14 Tomcats, and they they had a race. Well, I think it was. I can't remember what she had. She had. Oh my gosh! It was like a Maserati, something top end racing car, and it was a race. There was no contest, obviously, with two jet
Yeah.
engines on a like. It was like 30 feet long, like 10 yards long
Oh wow.
jet. And so it was huge, and as a matter of fact, they ran regular jet fuel. So the jet fuel you purchase for airplanes at the airport is what they use because it's just as big. So
Yeah.
has anybody been out there
Bob
FPVing
Casey.
pretty hard? You been FPVing yet, Robbie? When are you gonna make that transition, man? You should do it as soon as you can. I'm telling you, it is worth the trouble. It's better than 3D printing, Robbie. Oh, did you freeze up? Oh crap! Robbie froze up. Oh man, it looks like Robbie froze up, guys. Do you see that?
Al, are you there?
Yeah, we had a big glitch, man.
It was me. I think it wasn't you. I think it was me.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because I was talking, I could see myself on the channel, and
Right.
now, oh man, now is the channel is that is
Yeah.
locked up too.
Well, it's working now
Yeah.
because I can see it on my end. Yeah, it's
Okay, that's
there.
good. Over here, something is going on for sure because we're not
Yeah.
seeing. I'm not seeing the channel at all.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I hold on. Let me look here.
Oh, it's working, Robbie.
Yeah, it's working
It was my
okay.
fault.
Well,
Hmm.
look. As we were talking about, the 3D printing and the different stuff, I thrown out a couple of hints and I threw out a teaser and a little um, uh, picture last night talking about what I was printing. A lot of us have 3D printers and we print the same little small stuff. So I decided, hey, let's print some real stuff and see what we can do. So I've been constantly printing stuff more that challenges my equipment and my knowledge because I'm still learning with that. So what I decided to do is I wanted to print a wing, a huge wing that's FPV, and I found one that I really liked. And for you guys, so you know, there are a lot of companies out there that sell the plans for the planes where you buy them and download them, and then you can either print out what they've got and they lock the file where you can't change it, or they'll
I think Robbie froze up again, guys. Uh, just I'm going to continue to chat until we get back on. I guess. Um, oh well, here we are.
Al, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm sorry. I don't know what
Mikey,
it
you're
is.
right. He is a robot.
Yeah, sorry. It came through. It came through and then went out again. We're back. So anyway, what I was saying before is they have the plans that you can download for everything where you can print it out. So I found something that I wanted to print as a project that would really challenge me in when I was doing it. Many people said when they tried to print it that they just had so much trouble they gave up. So when they print this out, they print it out in PLA, which is the basic material that everybody uses. So when I found what I wanted, I decided to up the game a little bit, and I wanted to print it out in carbon fiber. And I want to show you the difference in the materials, and then I want to show you a video of what I'm actually building and get your opinion on what you guys think about it. Now, this is a part of the plane itself that holds the camera. This is PLA, and I want you to look at, can you see the grooves and the where it kind of deformed when it was printing with the PLA? Can you guys see that? Let me know in the chat. Al, can you see it?
Oh yeah, it looks very warped, man. It
Yeah,
just
it's warped. So when you're printing these out, I mean, it's really, really thin to the, I mean, like, let's see exactly how thin the PLA is here. And I haven't even cleaned it. So this is like 1.1 millimeter with a PLA. Okay. And with this, you know, you can see the warpage and everything it's on here. So what I'm going to do is take this flashlight and I'm going to put it on the inside. And I want you guys to look and tell me what you see. The flashlight's on now. I'm putting it inside. You notice you don't see anything. Now, I printed it out in carbon fiber. You notice there's no warpage at all. Now, the manufacturer said you can't do it in carbon fiber, but guess what? I did it. Look how thin this is. When I put the flashlight on the inside, and not just the inside, if I put it up here through both layers, you can still see it. It's that thin. So this is like a cheesecloth, almost like a silk shirt, but it has supports in it. And this is just one piece of the front. So let me share with you, I'm going to show you a video of what I'm actually building and get y'all's opinion on what y'all think about it. So let me share this. Share my screen here. And y'all watch this video now. Let me know if you can hear it okay as I'm doing this.
Can you share that as a file?
No, because I've got it. It's up on the side here. I just want everybody to be able to see it. I'm not hearing anything out of this. Oh, it's my, okay, here we go. This is how they're printing it, and they're doing it in PLA. But I want y'all to check this thing out.
Just a flying wing.
Yep. Now they launch it like this, but I'm actually building a launcher for it.
Well, that's a good idea. That was always consistent.
And you can use your goggles with this, depending on how you set it up. Whether you're doing it with DJI or you're doing it with a different brand.
So have you got all your components, Robbie? Did you source everything out? You, have you seen all the cool stuff also that they have in?
There we go.
So
that's it. That's what I'm actually building. But I've done it out of carbon fiber, and the manufacturers argued and said it can't be done. So I printed out every piece to build this, and it's going to be either my next. I'm working on 2 different videos, and what we're going to do is we're going to build it together with these parts. And basically, I've got about 26 parts that go together that we have to actually bond and glue together. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some extra support. And what I'm going to do is I've noticed when the other people build these, they just honestly, they look awful. You can see the glue lines. They don't like really put a lot of workmanship in it. And I want mine to look good. We know it's going to fly. Can I fly it? My friend can definitely, because he's an FPV guy. I'm going to let him fly it first. But I want it to look good. So what I'm going to do is I got me a little blue putty knife here. And I got me a little bucket of Bondo. And I'm going to cover a little bit of the outside of this, but we're going to weigh it. So I'm going to weigh it during the video I make. I'm going to weigh the PLA. I'm going to weigh the carbon fiber. I'm going to Bondo over the carbon fiber area where the grooves and everything are and sand it down smooth. So when I paint it and put a nice coat on it, you won't see anything at all. And it'll be more solid this way, give it a little extra strength, but it should still weigh less than the PLA that they're recommending. But I did get all the pieces printed out for it. So, but I wanted to share that. I just thought when I saw that, it's about $30 for the plans to download. And then you just put it on the printer and print it out in your material. Then you build it. And that's just for the plans itself. Motors, props, and all your other stuff, you have to pay for that separately. And then when that stuff comes in, we'll do a part 2 of it and we'll actually build it. And then part 3 is we're going to go out and we're going to let my friend fly it and teach me how to fly it, because I don't want to crash it the first time that I actually get it done. So anyway, let's see. What did people put in the chat as far as how it's being tracked?
I haven't seen a whole lot, Robbie. I was just
Okay.
looking for stuff.
Well, here's what happened. Here's why I decided to do this. You know, everybody's been talking about tracking and everything else. So my brother calls me about 2 days ago and he's like, Robbie, he said, I've got the Mini 2 and I'm trying to do a 360 shot. But when I'm uploading the 360 shot, it's uploading like a regular image and it just looks like a pano. It's not doing the 360 sphere. So I was like, well, it should be in the Fly app. I said, you just upload it. You know, that's what we do with our drones. He couldn't get the Mini 2 to do it, Al.
Well, just take it off the SD card. The only way to look at that metadata is, that I've found is Facebook.
Well, his issue was just trying to get the 360. And with that, he found a way to do it. And he said, have you ever looked at the file that's on the actual image itself? So let's look. I'm going to share my screen again. And I want you guys to look when you're taking your images with your drone and check this out, because it's something I never really paid attention to. So I'm going to share my screen here. And let's look at a file that I did from the Mini 3. Okay, so here's my image here. If you'll right click on your image from your drone and go down to properties, and then it'll show you general information here of the actual image. It tells you the image size on the disk, when it was created. Go over and click on details. And as you click on details and you start scrolling through the information, you'll start noticing something in here. And what you're going to notice is when you get down here to the bottom, look at this: latitude, longitude, and the altitude the image was taken in. So on your controller and on your software with DJI, when they're saying, hey, you know, it's set up to where they're receiving our information, this is how they're getting the information on where these shots are. Now, in this, doing it this way with the video, it doesn't show you what the altitude and longitude and latitude is. And me and Al were talking, and maybe in the app it does, because this is an actual image that's been saved. So when you upload this to Facebook or somewhere, it uses this information here to, I guess, geotag, you know, the location where it'll tag and put where it was when you shot it. But with video, I guess it would be sending so much information because your altitude and longitude and latitude is constantly changing. And that might be why it's not showing up in this, but it does show up in the image. So this shot was done at 76.37 meters because it's in meters. And you see the longitude and latitude. Now you can take these in. I couldn't cut and paste it, and I didn't spend the time to write down this long number. But I know if you go to Google Earth and put that information in, it does give you the exact location of where that picture was taken. Excuse me. But I wanted to share that, and let me bring my screen back up here. Okay, Al. I wanted to share that information because I had no idea. I always wondered how it worked. And when you're flying the drone, it excuse me, it
Yeah,
doesn't have
sure.
any information. I mean, I'm using a smart controller. There's no internet connection, so it's nothing there. It just keeps up with the longitude, latitude in that particular image. So I thought it was interesting uh, that that data was in that image. Now, after I uploaded it, sorry guys, I got the sneezes tonight. After I upload the images, you know, like when you go to an image and maybe you see a quote on Facebook you like or something, and you save that image and put it back on the computer. I posted an image and then tried to save it, re-download it, and then open that information. It's not there. It's only the raw information that comes from the drone itself when it takes the pictures that it does that.
Yeah, and also the logs, all the log files that are being sent back will have all that metadata that of not only the GPS location of the flight, the whole flight path, and that's how
Yeah,
they figure out where you've been. It's the whole flight path is in there, and also the position of the pilot. So they capture just about all everything from that metadata in that log. I mean, I hate that stuff. I'm always wiping it out as soon as I fly, so I don't get it. But it's we shouldn't have to deal with that.
yeah,
If we want to share uh, our information, we should be even though they're asking you that they're gonna take that information and use it.
yeah.
Otherwise, you can't even load that Fly app or the Go 4 app. So it's unfortunately that they're doing that, but it is what it is. And a lot of us just give that privilege to them. And, I mean, what else are you going to do, Robbie? What are you going to do? Not fly your Air 2S or your
Yeah.
Mavic 3 or Mini 2? So, yeah, unfortunate, but that's the case. Um, What else you been doing? I've been doing a lot of FPV flying. There's a couple videos in the queue that I've uploaded to Instagram Reels, guys. So follow me on Instagram Reels if you want to see the short reels that I've been creating. Robbie, there's two in the queue.
Okay.
So
Let's
this
check them out.
Instagram has music on it. I like to fly my FPV over water, believe it or not, uh, and do crazy stuff like this. Yeah.
Guys, this is a great place to fly. This is one of the first places that Al took me when he was teaching
Oh,
me to
look
fly
at this
when I
one.
first
This,
started.
yeah. Just those guys are paddling hard and I was flying hard, so it's fun. Um, so those are the short reels that I suggest you guys start. Probably a lot of you guys are posting in Instagram. I haven't posted this one yet. I'm not sure it's worthy, but I created it, so it might be worthy. This is a silo that's kind of been on hold. I'm sure some wealthy realtor is going to buy this piece of property because it's right waterfront and we'll build something really nice and big and tall because you see this structure is probably good 300 to 400 feet high. I don't think I ever was able to fly over it with any of my DJI stuff because of the ceiling on it. So yeah, that's one of the things that I've been doing, having a lot of fun, and just moving into putting the FPV stuff in airplanes is what I want to do now. I think that's the way to go. Robbie's talking about 3D printing his own plane. I'm just going to modify, Duranify everything I have to be able to do. Oh, everything else. There's something interesting about this little. This is the knockoff of the original one. Look, it's got
Yeah,
a little camera,
yeah,
like swivel, for the future release. These LEDs here are my power, how much power you have left, just like you have on the DJI batteries.
yeah.
Except for you have to look at the bottom. Now you look at the bottom, and then pretty. You can see the servos sitting right in here, and you can see how they're going to actuate, right? And then these servos are going back to the ailerons.
What kind of range does that have, Al?
I haven't really tested it, and I don't think I want to. But it's fast. I mean,
Yeah,
fast. So the transition from quadcopter mode into the wing, flying airplane wing, because this is really essentially a wing too. Um, it's pretty fast. And the other interesting thing, you can put it in vertical mode also, Robbie. And
yeah.
I'll have the video posted here this week, where it just flies like this. So the trick to flying it like this, I've experienced wind hitting it, and you need to knife edge it into the wind, and then you won't get pushed around. But if you do not knife edge it and leave it here like a big sail, the wind will just take this thing. It started moving, and I'm like, oh my gosh, trees, no. And then I just switched it in airplane mode and then got out of trouble. But the transition between vertical takeoff uh, to airplane mode, it takes like maybe 1 second at the most. And it was just almost like up and then woof, it's gone. So you better get ready to drop your throttle. It doesn't take as much throttle as it does when you're hovering. You've been making some long, cool videos, Robbie, with your cameras, your new cameras.
Yeah, actually, I've been putting out like, uh, I think I put out 4 or 5 videos in the last week. Like I said, I've just been trying to play catch up, and I've got a lot of information and everything that I wanted to actually put out. And I'm going to encourage everybody, use Instagram. I'm telling you, it's a great way. Those people will follow you. They've always done real well. I think I've gathered more subs and more views over the last 2 weeks, and a lot of them come from my Instagram. So I usually, when I'll post my stuff on YouTube, I'll also post it on Instagram and put my links out there. Guys, it'll really help you get a lot of subs and get you where you want to be, and just hammer it and put it out there. And those people, they answer every single time I do that. So that's something y'all need to start doing, is start using your Instagram. I don't care if you got, I've had people say, yeah, but I've only got 20, 20 things on Instagram. Well, then start putting stuff on it. Maybe it'll take you just a little bit to get stuff. But once it's there, I mean, you've actually got it. So start posting on that and sending it to us where we can like it and follow you, because we need to be sharing this, these adventures together so we can see what everybody's doing.
Yeah, I agreed. And, the whole trick of getting following is definitely putting cool stuff out there. You have to put in the work, make something that desirable for somebody, not like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm going to the bathroom and here's what I'm eating today. I guess that works too, especially if you're a chef. But um, yeah, so definitely use Instagram. And also, the big hot thing that into is reels. So apparently, Instagram's using those reels as they want the reels. And you could do the shorts on YouTube, by the way. I only have one short on YouTube. I need to definitely start doing the shorts on YouTube. Those are hot too because of the fact that the YouTube and Instagram are going at it, so they're trying to promote those things. So if you have something that's shared, then I'll probably jump into the algorithm, I guess, search algorithms. You
Yep.
know.
Well, I posted a couple things like when I got to 70,000 and then 70. I think it's every five they send you a certificate saying here's where you're at. And I had posted like 70,000 like a week ago. I hit 75,000 like the last day or two ago. I'll probably hit 80,000 before probably midweek this week. It's happening that fast, but it's because I put out now I'm putting out so much more content than I was before. I mean, and I've noticed you guys have really been supportive because I see a lot more comments. It used to be I would get a lot of subs and views from people, but I wouldn't get that many comments. And now I'm seeing that I'm getting not only a lot of likes in there, but I'm getting a lot of you guys that I know that are actually coming in there that are making comments that you like the content that I'm putting out there. So thank you for doing that because that lets me know who these people are. Because otherwise, people like stuff, but I don't really know who they are.
Good
So it's
point,
nice
Robbie.
to know they're there.
Yeah, I always neglect to thank everybody. Yeah, same here. Thank you everybody for viewing and sharing and liking and all whatever all the things that you guys do. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's a good point that we always kind of need it. Hammer home. Be grateful that what we are getting, the views um, and the likes and the shares. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate that. I was just reading some of the comments. So it's good to have you all here. It's always fun hanging out.
Yeah, I was looking
So,
for. We've got a guy over here, Al, that he's kind of like the King Drone guy over here in Southeast Asia, and he's got a collection of planes and drones, and I mean he's got like expensive heavy duty stuff, small stuff. He got his own brand and everything else. And I was trying to find where he had some of the airplanes. They're definitely not 3D printed. It's stuff that is professional that he's got that he uses, and it is
right,
so
right.
impressive. But for some reason, now that I want to pull it up and show you guys, it's no. Oh, here he is. So this will give you an idea. I'm gonna share my screen so you guys can see this. So this is the guy here, and have no idea really what his name is, just for the fact that it's in Thai. And usually I'll go over here and right click and hit translate to English, and then it will tell me. So he says it's freestyle day, but if you'll see the helicopter he's got, so this is the guy here. And I mean, he has got, see the plane in the back seat. This guy has got more drones than anybody, and it says Joey Baron Helicam. So I guess that's got to be his brand. But he is all over. If there's anything that goes on in Thailand, this guy's involved. And I mean, I'm talking drones, heavy duty, expensive DJI stuff. And this guy's just got a ton of stuff.
That the
He's
resources.
the look, see what I'm saying? He is the Joshua Bergman of Asia. Look at the planes, Al. So see the back there on the right, the guy with the blue shirt. See that fighter jet that he's got there? This is the
Yeah,
RC area here where people actually go and fly. This is part of the Southeast Asian RC plane slash drone group that's here. They've got some amazing stuff, and these guys, man, these guys know how to fly. They really do. They just know how to fly.
bad.
So let me stop sharing here. There we go. Yeah, but it's pretty awesome to see what some of this stuff that's going on and what's here. So it's interesting because when I first got over here, I thought, oh, these people probably a lot of them probably don't have the money to have Mavic threes and stuff like that. Man, let me tell you, some of them go so beyond what we have, but the groups are large. So where we've got our group of 1,500 in World Drone Community, which is a private group. And a lot of times people say, well, there's bigger groups out there. There is. There's a lot of bigger Facebook groups. But one thing about the private groups is it's selective. Not 500 people click it to say they want to be a member and they never go look at the website again. It's kind of like if we went through our subs for the people that really help us out, we'd probably have 100th less than what we have. We keep 5% of our subs, and that's you guys, you know. So I'm pretty proud of what we've got with World Drone Community in our private group so far, and I think everybody in here is already part of World Drone Community. And if you're not, go and be part of our group in Facebook.
Definitely, we did definitely get to that 2,000. I'm trying to get to the 5,000 mark on my channel too. So I know Robbie, you've been pushing that for a while. So we definitely,
Yeah,
if you can, give us a little boost, guys. Appreciate it. Okay,
yeah,
so
absolutely, yeah.
let's see what else has been happening in the market.
Yep. Well, should we recycle some more news, or let's just talk to the people in the chat a little bit, because I'm kind of tired of recycling the news about the Mini 3. A comment was made here in Southeast Asia from a DJI dealer, and he's telling me that on the 10th that they're supposed to release it here on the 10th of next month. So, I don't know that we really know when it's going to come out and where it's going to come out. He said it was going to be launched at all the countries at the same time, but he said the date that he had, that they would be receiving them in his store, his retail store, as a DJI dealer, was going to be on the 10th.
That's
So if
wonderful
anybody else
news.
has any information, tell us. I got a lot of mixed feelings about that drone now, and I kind of feel like I want to sit back and see what happens, because I'm happy with the Mavic 3. I don't fly it that much. I've flown it more recently, actually, because I really considered selling it at one point, because I got the Air 2S and it's just so dependable. I'm not afraid to fly it. Don't worry about firmware or upgrades or anything like that. And then the more I fly it, the more I want to keep it. But after looking at some of the leaks on the Mini 3, the big part that gets me is I'm so tired of DJI coming out with new smart controllers. I just feel like that they put us in that position like they did with the old smart controller, and then I went out and bought it because it wouldn't work. My new smart controller wouldn't work with the Air 2S and all the lower ones. And I went out and bought the old controller because I had the new controller. Now I'm looking at something that looks like a different controller. I think they've got an enterprise controller. So this time I'm going to sit back and wait and see what's actually introduced first, because I want to know what's going to mix. I would like to be able to see.
I don't
I
care
like,
about that. You know what I care about is the freaking GPS. Is it going to
yeah.
be as bad as they're? I mean, I'm sorry, Robbie. I didn't mean to poo-poo your.
No, I know where you're going with this, though.
Yeah,
They
I
fixed
mean,
the issue. They fixed the issue with the Mavic 3 and the satellites and I think everybody pretty much. I think probably Captain Ray. I think he had a couple issues, and I know that Chuck did. I know Chuck had an issue with it. So Chuck's issue is fixed. So, other than that, I don't know anybody else that's actually having issues with it. But I just want to see the drone come out, not have any issues. I'm glad that they fixed it. And if it comes out and has issues where they've had to release it too early because of firmware or something, I can understand that, as long as it's not a hardware issue, because that would be devastating. Because a lot of people, they want this new drone. They want to get their hands on this drone. But I'm going to sit back and wait and see. And it would have to be something really unique in order for me to really take interest in it out. Even
well, it'll
flying the
probably be
Mini.
yeah, it'll definitely be the travel drone of the year for sure, because of the 250 sub 250,
Yeah.
just like the Nano Plus. So if you're going to take it some other country and travel, then you got something that's under their radar. So
Well, the thing is, though, I mean, even like being here, you don't, when you look at a Mini and then you look at a Air 2S, there's a pretty big size difference, but the Air 2S is still manageable, small drone, and maybe it might not be under that weight that it needs to be considered a Mini, but you can pretty much take that drone into any country and fly it, whether or not you fly it in the wrong area, get in trouble or whatever else, I don't really think it's that big of a deal right now. I really don't. It may be in Canada or different countries, which they have always said that, but talking to some people that live in Canada, it seems like they can fly pretty much where they want to in
If
most
you have a
cases.
250, yeah. If you have a sub
Yeah,
250, otherwise you have to have all that restriction. So that's what uh, Captain Drone explained. So it makes sense that um, everybody's going to the sub 250, and that's been a big deal, even at the FPV side of the world. That's why the Baby
yeah,
Hawk that revolutionized the frame industries because of the design of the cutout, geometrically stronger frame with less material. And
yeah,
so GEPRC just released their Mark V today, and they had some phenomenal updates. And I was sourcing the parts. I think Joshua Bardwell mentioned this too. I was sourcing his parts for the Mark uh, 5, and it costs you more to buy the parts than buying it already built. And
yeah.
that's
Ray
been
Kelly
unheard
says,
of.
yeah, Ray Kelly says it's taking him 1 to 2 minutes now on his Mavic 3 to get it to come on. And then Alan made a comment here. He said that the sub 250 thing is so important here in Europe.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Not only Europe, everywhere in the world, Robbie, because as you know, most of those third world countries, they're going to be erring on the safety side and security side. So when you got little tiny drone, then, you know, you're in good shape. They're not going to mess with you there. But yeah, so let's see. Are we coming up to the top of the hour? Yeah, we're coming up to the top of the hour. Man,
Yeah.
the hour's
And
flown
I'm
by.
glad, and I'm glad because my communication for some reason is kind of in and out, guys. I'm sorry for that.
Yeah, you're choppy for sure. But that's okay. It's a live stream. Live streams have some challenges.
Yeah,
Um,
I've got some delay in what's going on here. So I tell you what, we're going to cut a little short today because Al, I'm probably going to lose you in the next minute or so because you're in and out on me. So go
yeah,
ahead, and if you got anything you want to promote, and then I'll do mine, and we'll get out of here for today. And hopefully next week we'll have a better connection here.
I just drop by on Instagram, guys. Check me out on him and Facebook. Al Duran, Duranify. You should be able to find me. And he is Robbie Gray at Travel Tech 360. And then he has Max Altitude going on too. So Duranify Live is the website. And I have your Travel Tech 360.live site also that has other links to the social media. I wish you'd actually put it across the ladder next time. Put banners up with social
Yep,
media links.
absolutely. Okay. Well, look, guys, we're going to get out of here. I'm losing my connection that I got with you. And again, I apologize. I don't know why I'm having technicals issue here, but we'll see you guys again Monday night. Keep an eye on Al's new videos and his Instagram. You can do the same on Travel Tech 360 on my YouTube channel. Same thing on my Instagram, and got some new stuff coming out different, and more stuff each week. I'll be putting out 2 or 3 videos a week. So you guys keep subscribing. We'll subscribe back to you guys and support each other. And we'll see you guys next Monday night. So take it easy.
Peace.